Hey, salut tout le monde! In this episode, we're taking a look at BRP's Exome Radiant helmet and my thoughts after riding with it for one full season. Let's check it out! So before I dive into the BRP helmet, I thought it was important for me to give you guys a little bit of context, a little bit of history. So a couple of years back when I started this channel, I rode with a mainly 509 setup. And so for season 2, I was able to partner up with a great sponsor in Algonquin Equipment, an amazing BRP dealership in Northern Ontario, more specifically in Sudbury here. So yes, today's episode is sponsored by Algonquin Equipment. Thank you guys for providing this helmet. Like many of my reviews, it's important for me to preface, to make sure that you guys understand that when I work with partners like this, we have initial conversations, and it's important for them, and it's especially important for me that I can be honest about these products and gain your trust. That is important for me. I want you guys to trust that everything I talk about on here, I mean. And as the years go by, and as I do more and more videos, and I'm able to try and review more gear, my opinions are going to change as time goes by, and that's basically what happened here. I had an amazing product with the R4 helmet. I've done a complete review on here. If you're interested, you can click above here and find it out. But this was kind of like my benchmark. And then when season 2 rolled around and it was time to use the BRP helmet, I found myself comparing all of the features against the 509. And spoiler alert, if you're just curious if I liked it or not, yeah, it was pretty awesome. It's outside of the BRP's heated gloves that I use, this is probably my second favorite piece of gear that I use in the 23 season. Let's start up top with the visor. That was something that I had an issue with the 509. It actually broke on me. It snapped at speed while riding on a lake. It broke. That was very much a concern of mine. This visor's design is great. It's very minimalist. It's just the right amount of visor to give you that nice profile, that nice look, but also it's not creating, well, it's virtually creating no drag at all. And that is probably the biggest difference in comparing the two while riding, was how the visor felt. I found that this visor virtually never caught the wind, whereas the 509, every once in a while, if the angle was just right or extremely high speed, things like that, I could feel it kind of catching my head and pulling back. Not the case with this one. Very robust, very kind of flexible design. It can take impacts. The angle on it is great, so if I actually do need it to block the sun or reduce glare, just kind of tip the head up or tilt my head down just a little bit, and works great there. Awesome visor, great job. Style wise, not much I can complain about here. This is a great looking bucket. Personally, for me, I love this kind of raised mouthpiece here when they do that in the design. You know, some helmets might have the straight line going across. I like this bump out style. It's more motocross style. So I prefer that. It's not just for style that they have this. Obviously, there's the breath box, which I'll get to in a minute. Great job on the style, great colors. Great looking helmet. Next up, let's talk about the, I don't know, the flip down visor, the sun shade, whatever. In this case, it's a amber color. Now, I gotta say that when I first got the helmet, this was something that I was a little disappointed about. The 509 gives a smoke color, like a darker tint. Having some way to block the sun when I'm riding is always pretty huge for me. I guess I have sensitive eyes, but I'm always used to using sunglasses. So if I'm on the trail and I can't use goggles, I love that. So I was a little bit worried going to this amber color, because you would think that it doesn't block as much sun. And it does, but it doesn't. So the UV protection is there, right? So it is blocking those harsh rays and helping my eyes, but it's not really darkening things. So when you first put it down on a sunny day, your first reaction is like, oh shit, that's a lot brighter, but your eyes adjust very quickly, and then you notice that, oh no, this is actually easier on my eye. And then the added benefit to the amber, and I'm pretty sure this is why BRP does it, because they offer the darker tint in their ATV helmets, but not in the snowmobile ones. So you can get the Exome with darker tint, but not with the heated visor. But what is a pleasant surprise was on those flat days, those non-sunny days, where it's harder to see the terrain. I found that really helped in seeing what the trails were. And then another awesome benefit was cutting through snow dust. So when you're behind somebody and there's some snow dust, I found that I could see better with it. So all in all, I might just be converted. I think amber might be the way to go. Now there's still like a handful of times on those really bluebird sunny days, the sun's like beating, I'm like, man, I would just love to have something darker. And in that instance, I did bring my prescription sunglasses. I wore those no problem. They're actually kind of bulky, so I was a little bit worried to see if they would work, but they worked fine. So if you're somebody that wears eyeglasses or if you still want to do sunglasses like me, know that option is there. And with the built-in breath box, which brings me to the next point, this guy, your glasses will never fog. So that brings me to the breath box. This was the first time I ever rode with a helmet with this style of breath box. Pretty cool design. Makes me feel like Maverick and Top Gun a little bit. That's the feels that I get with this. But basically what it does, when you're breathing through the cup here, it directs the air through these ports and then out this exhaust, which comes out of the side of the helmet. So all the air is there and then coming out of the sides here, which is a pretty awesome design. And then to minimize with some of the condensation inside the helmet and the breath box, you have these like insert felt things that you can buy from BRP at places like Algonquin Equipment. At first, I was worried about how claustrophobic it would make things feel. And that really wasn't the case. When you first put it on, yeah, it's odd. But in the first couple of minutes of riding out, I quickly forgot about it and worked pretty well. It was pretty much my go-to for the majority of the season because I wanted to give it a fair shake, a fair shot to see if I liked it. I didn't not like it. I didn't love it. I'm kind of indifferent. And I know that you don't watch videos to find opinions on somebody to tell you that they're indifferent on something. But I guess what I could say is when I'm looking for a new helmet in the future, is this like a must-have feature where I need to have this? No, absolutely not. It was kind of like a cool bonus. It was there towards the end of the season. I found that I was using it less and less. So, like I said, not a feature that I thought I absolutely needed. It was cool to have. I don't know that I would want to spend any extra money on this, but like I said, if you're somebody who wears glasses, I could see how this would be very beneficial. And, obviously it works great. You can rest assured you will never have any fogging issues. I did try and wear it on a pretty cold day, -20, -25 for one ride. Didn't plug in the visor, didn't plug in for the electric visor, and I was getting a little bit of fogging there. Moving on, things that I love, this flip down heated visor. I love the smooth action, how easy it is to move up and down. There seems to be like a million little notches so that you can really pinpoint exactly if you want to ride with it a little bit open. And then just that last locking notch at the end to really seal things up works beautifully. I love that. Same thing with the main action of the front. Very easy action, easily done with one hand. And then the nice lock at the top. So you know it's not just gonna fall down on your face when you're talking to your buddies. And along the same lines, the other thing that I loved was this chin curtain. The 509 does not have a chin curtain. Not only does this have a great chin curtain, great coverage, it would probably hide this whole beard, although I didn't have this beard last season. But nice magnets on the corner here. So when you do flip this down, and then the magnets just beautiful. Nice clip there. Love that. Visor plug, this worked great. This was an issue that I had with the 509 where the plug would come out on its own. Definitely not an issue here. As far as venting goes, I mean, did the job. You've got the top two vents back here and then the front here. If you're the type that likes a lot of cool air going through your helmet, I don't know that you'll love this one. It's not really achievable with this style. It does a good job at kind of sucking out that warm, moist air. But I didn't have a whole lot of airflow if I wanted to on those kind of milder days. Moving to the inside of the helmet, that brings me to the chin strap. This is a great design, really easy to clip on and off. So in is just kind of a push in, and then the release you just pull on this tab. Very easy to do with your gloves. Great design. Inside foam, nice, comfortable. And the last thing I want to cover is the weight. So I did throw these both on a scale to get some numbers. The BRP Exome helmet with the breath box. And I'd say that the only extra piece is this attachment here for my communicator. For the weigh-in, I did remove all of the electronics, but this is on with two-way tape. So that'd be the only disclaimer. This helmet here is a size large, where it's important noting that the 509 is a XL. So the numbers with this combined BRP 4 pounds, 8.5 ounces, or 4 pounds, 5.25 ounces without the breath box. And if I pull out the 509, its weight is at 4 pounds, 3.25 ounces. So kind of surprising. So the numbers that are kind of important if we're comparing apples to apples here are the numbers without the breath box. And I was kind of surprised. The BRP is a little bit more, so where are we at here? 2 ounces more, which is pretty negligible on the BRP. Still a very nice lightweight helmet. Throw in the breath box and you're talking like another 5 ounces here or so. So in conclusion, what does this mean? Should you buy this helmet? That is a question that I don't like answering that question on here. You buy what the hell you want to buy. I'm just going to talk about product here. I never try and sell anybody on anything. That's not what I'm trying to do on this channel. This channel's about me learning along with you guys, finding better and better products every season, bringing what I find out to you guys, using products that I believe in, that I love. And this is one of them. Would I recommend you buying this? Absolutely. I had an absolutely epic season riding with this helmet with virtually no complaints. Is it right for you? That's up to you. I try my best to provide you guys with as much information as I can, and then you guys make the decision. But what I can say is, if you buy this, are you going to be disappointed? Probably not. Thanks again, Algonquin Equipment, for sponsoring this episode. Thanks again to you guys for watching. Come back on the next one. We got some cool videos coming up, riding videos coming soon. It's a new year, season 2024. Let's fucking go. We need some snow. Let's go. Where are the flakes? See you in the next one.